Welcome to the Inspiration for an Empowered Life podcast, sponsored by the Image Designers. They will help you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. Now, here's your host, the Image Master, Holly Porter.
Hello and welcome everybody to the podcast today. So I'm glad you're joining me because we have a special gal and her name is Katrina Sawa. How are you?
Hey, Holly. Good to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy that you're joining me. So Katrina and I met each other, I don't know what, about 3 years ago or more.
Something like that, yeah.
At an event where I meet lots of fabulous people and you were speaking, and she has some awesome stuff we're going to talk about today. And if you stay tuned, you might even get like a free gift from her. She's really giving, I know that. So I'm going to read a little short bio here about you. Bear with me for a minute. So she's called the Jumpstart Your Biz Coach. Okay. Katrina Sawa helps you make more money doing what you love. She's the creator of Jumpstart Your Marketing System, a dynamic tell it like it is speaker, and the author of the book, Love Yourself Successful. And this is so true. All this I'm reading is so true. I can verify. Katrina has a no-nonsense approach to showing entrepreneurs how to develop consistently profitable businesses, implementing proven marketing and business strategies. Plus, she kicks you in the butt if you don't do it. So let's see. I love the fact though that you hold your clients accountable, and I know that. And it's so funny because Katrina will ask me stuff. She's thinking always over here, and her wheels are turning, and you know it. And then she just says something totally random, and you're like, "Huh? I had never really looked at it or thought of it that way." And I love that about you. So.
Yeah, it's a gift and a curse all in one.
I would agree. However, to the right people,
yeah,
it's a gift, right?
Yeah, people find me out networking events, and every once in a while I'll be like, "Oh, hey, what you should do on your business card, or like over on your sign on your table, like da da da," and they're like unwanted, unsolicited advice, right? But I can't help myself when I do it with love. I want you to make more money. I want you to get more clients. I want you to be more successful. So here, let me tell you what I know,
Yeah. Well, and it's like, had you thought about it this way? Because I love new ideas all the time. Like I always am learning, and I love when I'm open to suggestions though, but I do tell people sometimes I say, yes, and I'm open to all that feedback, but don't be offended if I don't use it.
Right. And that's good. That's a good way to look at it for sure.
Yeah. So
because you do have to think for yourself.
Totally.
But you don't know what you don't know either. So
right.
Definitely. Yeah.
Well, and you don't know by sharing that with them if they maybe already knew, but I would assume they just share back. They already knew, but right. Yeah, any kind of, I say any feedback is good feedback. That's good or bad. I mean, feedback's feedback. It's all good. So what's your favorite part of your business, like that you do?
Well, my favorite thing to do is to coach the entrepreneurs that I work with. So I do it in a group, but I also do it one-on-one. And I just love to help them get past a roadblock or break through something, or get a deeper understanding of something that they were struggling with, and get a new aha or a new idea, or come up with that next cool thing, or get them to raise their rates and believe in themselves more. All of it is good.
Yeah. Do you get those light bulb moments for people where you just I have to tell you this, or yeah.
Totally. In fact, it happens all the time. And what I really get most is I get systems. So when someone's telling me something, I'll be like, oh, I see that in a system, and this is how I think you can do it, so it's more efficient. Or I'll see it in terms or I'll see a price point, like when we're talking about packaging someone's program, and I'll be like, I have the number in my head of what I think they should charge. I don't know why. Those things come to me.
So do you say to yourself, I'm going to ask them what they think they should charge and see if it matches?
I do. Well, of course. I don't want to just say, yeah, for sure. And most of the time they're thinking a lot less than what I think, which is why we want to talk about today, living bigger and believing in yourself more, because so many people are not living to their potential. or they
Yeah.
don't believe that they have more potential, or they might think they have more potential, but it's going to take too much work to do that potential, so they back off or something. So I'm here to inspire people to want more, be more, and live bigger, and go after it. Yeah.
Well, you definitely do that. So, okay. So if you were to pick your perfect client for you that you love to work with the most, what would that look like?
Someone who wants to make a big impact, but also really make a lot of money doing what they love and support their family and take vacations and really want to streamline their business so that they don't have to work so hard and they can have a life and maybe give back. And you know, obviously that's someone like me, right? That's what I do.
Yeah.
So we usually want clients like ourselves. I think I see that most often in other clients too.
Where I do personality profiling, it's interesting because that you say that, because we tend to attract the people, you know, that we want to be around that are more like us. So it's interesting. So do you have a story of like the nightmare of where you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? I mean, we all have those stories.
Yes, I don't have a whole lot of those anymore because I, you know, weed them out. I gracefully decline working with them if I can recognize them early on. Sometimes they're not recognizable till it gets in there, right?
So true.
Which would be better if I took more personality courses, probably, to better identify in the prospecting mode. But I mean, sure, there's people that had really strong personalities like myself and didn't feel that what I was, it was probably me back in 2008. So me back in 2008 is my worst client, what could be my worst client now. I was very reluctant to do what my coaches said. I was skeptical. I thought I knew better, and I waited a long time to implement, so I was slow to implement. Yeah, and I was argumentative. None of those things are good when it comes to getting the right client.
Okay, so clients that make you happy, like what are they doing?
They're doing stuff. They're, you know, we give them homework, or, okay, these are the 3 things I want you to do, and then come back and we'll talk about them, or we'll implement them, or we'll price it, or whatever it is. And they actually get the work done, right? They actually take the time to put the time in their calendar. I know everybody's busy, right? But it's not like I make them turn it around in 2 days. We have usually 2 weeks in between some calls sometimes. And the people that actually are seriously take charge of what they want and get stuff done. Obviously, those are the best clients because you want to see them succeed faster. The ones that take forever, I get everybody's on their journey, and some people move slower than others, and that's okay. And that's not that I don't like those clients. I love all my clients, but I really love the people who move quickly, because I can see it's better for them and better for me to, you know, get more inspired for myself.
So would you say that you're an action taker as well? So you like action takers. Wouldn't you say that you would consider yourself an accountability coach as well? I mean, because it sounds like you're all over that.
Oh yeah, constantly. If I have clients that I haven't heard from in a while or haven't scheduled calls with me, I'm texting them. I'm like, where are you? What are you doing? Why are you hiding from me? Whereas a lot of people won't do that. They'll just like, oh, well, they haven't contacted me, so I guess I don't have to do any calls with them until they reach out. Well, I don't know. I think that's not right. So
right. So but at what point will you say, okay, I'm not babysitting anymore. I've done this, this, and this, and you're not moving forward? I mean, what do you do if that ever happens? Like, how would you handle a situation like that?
Well, we reevaluate what their circumstances. Maybe something came up. I've had instances where people have had to go and take care of their sick elderly parent or whatever. So they had to take a break for 3 months or whatever long, you know, so life change, roadblocks will come into play. Life will happen, and you have to take a different course, and you just have to kind of ride the road with that and see where it goes.
Okay. So, okay, I know you work a lot with systems and implementing those. Can you share like who are we talking? Most of your clients are like starting out, middle of the road, or higher end? I mean, what does that look like?
Well, I love to work with a variety of types of people in variety of levels in their business because it keeps me sharp, right? And it keeps me with different ideas and creativity. So I have quite a few startups within the first, even people that are thinking about starting a business. It's great to talk to someone like me because I can help you focus on the right activities to be doing before you even launch your business. And then when you launch, there's definitely an order of importance to making cash. So a lot of people do things out of an order of importance. When you're more of a seasoned business owner, you've been in business for quite some time. I've had people that have been in business for 20 years, making millions of dollars, and they still come to me because they're either working too hard, they need systems, they need to delegate now, they need to a better online presence. They're not doing a lot of the online stuff. They're maybe doing stuff old school. So there's a lot of different things to change to jumpstart someone's business, no matter where they are.
So where do you get all your updates and new technology and techie stuff that you do? Like, what do you do?
Right. Well, I learn a lot. I go to probably 10 to 12 events a year. Some I'm speaking at, some I attend for new trends in technology or marketing and business strategies. So I'm constantly learning. I have my own mentors. I hire people all the time. I just hired a Facebook ads team because, if Facebook ads is a crazy thing. So, I mean, unless you're full-time learning all about it every day, you should not be even dabbling in that arena, in my opinion, because you could waste a lot of money. So I waited about a year to implement because I wanted to have the right amount of money to be able to hire the team, right? So I had to put it in the budget. I had to put it in the budget of what I wanted to invest in my business. So you got to constantly be sharpening your skills in sales and marketing, and I do that. And hiring the right people for the right things at the right time in your business.
Right. Okay. I love that. What else would you want the listeners to know about you and that you do and who?
Well, it's not all about me. I want them to think more about themselves and where you really want to go, where you want to take this business. A lot of times entrepreneurs will come to me and they'll say, well, I just want to make six figures. Well, that's $8,333 a month. Okay. First of all, can you live on that? Can you live on that plus save for your retirement and for what if something happens in, 10 years from now? What if someone, gets sick or, cancer or something and you have to donate $30,000, or I'm just throwing out example. Nobody really plans ahead enough in my mind for making enough money. So I want you to think bigger than 100,000, and you don't need to equate $100,000 with a lot of work, or a $500,000 business with so much work or employees or whatever. It doesn't have to look like that. It doesn't have to be 24/7 you're working to make that kind of money, which is a lot of the mindset we come with. And so I want you to really reach out for what you want, have a bigger vision for what you want, get some help maybe identifying what else is possible if you can't see it, and then put the plan in order how to get there, and just set those boundaries so that you don't get pulled in too many directions or spend too much time in the wrong place or work too hard and not have enough family time. So I want people to know they can live the life they want. You can design the business around the kind of life you want to live, but sometimes you need to know the how, and you need to get some help.
So if you were to give the listeners three tips, if wherever they are, maybe they're just like feeling like they're in a really weird funk and they just need something or some inspiration, since that's what this podcast is about, what would it be?
Right. Well, if you are a business owner, I would say get around some other positive mindset oriented business owners. Just go to an event where there's going to be a lot of good energy and vibes with entrepreneurs. If you're not an entrepreneur, then get with other positive individuals of some sort, whether it's a mom's group or some other community thing, and just get out with people. Get away from the naysayers. So sometimes we have some toxic people in our life that are not very kind to our motivation and our energy and our dreams, right? So, and it's not that they don't love us, but they just don't know how to be around things. Then I would make sure you have love in your life, right? I talk a lot about love in my book. Make sure you really do love where you are in your life. If not, what are you going to do about it? Do something about it. If you don't have a love relationship, let's figure out what you want and go after and make some strides and get it. And then if you don't have the money you want, get that plan to make the money. So love, money, lifestyle, that's really where it's all about. And that's where they create your happiest life ever.
Yeah. So your group program that you have, is it something, that you work with them for a year? How does that work?
It is an annual program. Most of my clients stick around for 2, 3, 4 years sometimes though, because I make it very easy and to stick around and continue on. And plus they love each other and they're all always supportive, and it's just a great community. Live big, live big community. So yeah, I'm all about.
I love that. Well, I love community. It's nice when you can connect with people that are all like-minded. So I love those tips. Those were really good tips. So let's talk about living big. All of your stuff about living big.
Yeah. So live big could mean something to different people. Again, it goes back to, what do you really want? And is it enough? Or are you settling at that? Are you only thinking about having this level here at are you living at a 4 right now out of a 10, right? And you think that's all that's possible for you. Well, do you think that having an 8, 9, or 10 life is totally unattainable, or it's not for you, or then I would stretch your belief a little bit. I would urge you to think outside your comfort zone and get around some different types of people that maybe are thinking bigger than you and can show you what else is possible. So just stop settling. One of the things I talk about is stop settling, not only with what you're doing in your business or your career, but your love life. I have a marriage that failed. Well, I don't say it failed, but I had a starter husband, right? And it was great for a while, but then we grew apart. I grew into an entrepreneur and wanted all these things, right? And had huge ideas and dreams of what I wanted to do. And once I started learning about what else was possible, I'm like, oh, I want to go do this. And he had no interest in what I was doing. And so either he was going to come with me or we're going to separate, because I'm not going to just stay where you are because you don't want to come where I'm going. So a lot of people do, though. A lot of people stay. Do. And I know there's more to it than that. What was it about? It was 6 years that I was single and dating and had a relationship or two in there. But now I'm in a marriage with someone who thinks as big as me and who's totally supportive, is not an entrepreneur, but thinks like one. And he'll even come to my events and watch me speak. And he's even traveled to conferences with me because he likes the energy, number one, but he's supportive, right?
Yes. So, I get it.
I think that's
you're almost telling my story. I mean, mine's my first husband's. It's so similar, and I knew if I stayed, I would never grow. I just wouldn't. It was like I didn't have to go backwards, but I'd just stay there. And so I always wanted more, and I knew he'd hold me back, and I'm not one that can be held back. So I have a good husband now that he's my best cheerleader. That's the best feeling, right? That's part of the love,
And I can't even imagine being without it. Oh my God. He had cancer a few years ago, my current husband. And I thought, oh my God, no, I just found you. You are not going anywhere. And finally, and luckily he's in remission, right? And he doesn't show signs of it anymore.
Yeah.
But it's freaky. It's really scary, and
you start thinking how life really is so short, and every day, every moment, you just never know when it's your time. So that's so big. Well, what kind of a gift? I know you had mentioned to me before we got on that you would like to share something with our listeners.
Yeah.
And how would they get a hold of you? I will post the link as well, but How would they?
Sure. Well, honestly, we've talked about a lot of different things. So we've talked about business and money and living big and love and all that kind of stuff. So there's quite a few free things I could share. The main Live Big free gift is a great gift. A great audio, I think. It talks about the 5 steps to living big, and I go through all those. We didn't really have time to do that here, but if you want to really think of how to up level your business, your life, your career, your love life, it'd be a great thing to listen to. And then I have all kinds of revenue producing kind of free gifts too, my book stuff and all of that on the website at jumpstartyourmarketing.com/free gifts or free trainings. Go to free trainings. Yeah. So
you always have so much information. I'm like, whoa.
Well, I'm about free first, then pay. So what can you do to experience me for free first before you decide if you want to invest or not? And you want to think like that too, if you're an entrepreneur, because people want to try you out, especially in this day and age. They've been burned with this and that and the other thing. And, you got to give them an experience, which is, kind of why we're here doing a podcast and an interview and so it's just one way, but, you got to take it deeper. It's time to take it deeper.
Definitely. Well, I love that. Oh, you've been such a great guest today. I love all your information, and your energy is awesome. And I know our listeners will appreciate it as well. So we'll put the link down there. And anything else or anything you want to say to leave us any inspiration or empowerment for?
Just know you deserve it. You deserve whatever you want. Stop thinking negatively and don't doubt it. You deserve it.
Oh, great tip. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And we will check out the website, right, everybody? And you'll get to find out more about Katrina. And she also does events and things like that. So go to her website. She keeps up on that really well, I know for a fact. So check it out, and hopefully we'll have you in the future as a guest again.
Thanks, Holly.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Inspiration for an Empowered Life podcast, sponsored by the Image Designers. They will help you look prosperous, feel prosperous, and be prosperous. You can learn more about them at theimagedesigners.com or email Holly at hollyporter.com.